think we're on. It's
Let's
a
go.
bit of a learning curve here, thoroughbreds, with the first live for Penalty Broncos. So welcome to it. If you are going to follow along, we're probably not even going to get any listeners or people in the chat, but if you are there, drop us a line in the chat, and we'll respond to you as we can, or we'll call you out. This is the 2025 NRLW episode, first one for the season. We've got a game tomorrow coming up against the Tigers. We are the Penalty Broncos, the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. We're here to give you the best professional amateur advice to go along with it. I'm coming to you from the bandwagon bar. We've got one member of the Ford Pack online there. Ringer, mate, how are you going? Get it out of the way first, mate. Get it out of your system. The men's game just then. You got to be up and about, or what?
Oh, mate, first half wasn't looking good. Was not looking forward to this little live, thinking with that cloud hanging over my head. However, Thoroughbreds, we've just come away with an absolute perler of a win over the Bulldogs. Even though we looked like shit for fucking literally 3/4 of the game, we didn't score a point until the 61st minute, and then we just decided to play football and fucking cave their heads in. So it's a good night to be a thoroughbred, mate. We will definitely be glazing the boys on the Monday episode. So, thoroughbreds, get ready for some absolute BDSM fucking pounding going on for the boys, because we had no one in that game. When it's a good hark back to that old school baby Bronco mentality, where it's next man up. Don't give a fuck who you're playing. Don't care what you're doing. It's get in and have a crack. So, mate, on top of the world, actually. How about you?
That's
How'd
it.
you see it? Like,
Yeah,
I
mate.
know the group chat was on fire.
Was blowing up before and after the comeback. But yeah, thoroughbreds, mate, I'm absolutely on top of the moon, but I am keen to get into this NRLW season as well. We'll mention it a bit. It actually ties in nicely later on when it comes to how both teams are going to go this season, especially the women. So yeah, listen out for the Monday to hear all of our thoughts on that men's game. It'll be absolutely brilliant listening, I reckon. All right, we'll move on. So do a quick rundown on the 2024 season for the ladies. We finished minor premiers. Unfortunately, we got bundled out first week of the finals by the Sharks, who went on to play the Roosters in the grand final and ended up losing. My honest opinion, I reckon we could have beaten any of those teams that went into the grand final. Just the girls, no doubt, would be absolutely stinging from that, and I reckon that they're going to show the rest of the competition what they've been working in on the off season, and that they have that fire, and they want to do better. They want to go not just one better; they want to go all the way this year. And honestly, as we go through this team list, like you said, Jack and Ringer in the green room there, mate, we have a fire team. Absolutely unreal. So last year we finished the regular season with 7 wins and 2 losses. Did we get off to a rocky start? I think we lost against the Eels, and then I think we lost against the second week as well. But when we pretty much kicked it up and went undefeated from there on in. The girls, yeah, they're surely stinging. I've got that. So leaving the team, we had Maria Denman and Tasman Rapana. They both retired. So we wish them girls well and whatnot. And then losses for other teams. Jasmine Fogavini went to the Titans over the off season. I missed that one. So anyway, I will get up the team list here. Let's see if we can do a bit of tricky stuff going on here. This is all a learning curve too, thoroughbreds. So bear with us while we get a little bit more professional amateury.
We got this, Brito.
We
Now,
got this, mate.
like you said, mate, like last year, the girls would be absolutely stinging because we played 3 bad games. That was game 1 and 2, and that was the prelim. Like, um, on paper, and even with We were dominant, and we just didn't put it together at the right time. So it's going to be very interesting how this season plays out, considering what you're just about to run us through here. Could honestly be three quarters of the Australian team.
Oh, mate. Absolutely glazing the girls before they even set foot. I know they went and played a trial game against the PNG women there at Suncorp last weekend, but we won't look too much into that. That's chalk and cheese probably there. No disrespect to the PNG girls, but it was good to see though. It was a good hit out. The PNG girls had a lot of fun. Uh, One of them put a massive shot on Gail Broughton there and
Yes.
sent her. She actually put up a really funny post about it afterwards. So it's good to see that she had it in good spirits and whatnot. Um, Mate, beginning of this season, before the men kicked off, I was dreaming, I don't know about you, but I was dreaming we could have an all Bronco grand final day. After tonight, anything's really possible. Maybe I dare to dream that again. But I honestly can't see this team not being there on the big dance on the big day. It's ridiculous. So we'll kick it off with the fullback. And what we'll do is we'll compare our strongest team from last year and just see who's in that spot this year and if we've gotten any stronger from there. So we'll start with fullback, Tamika Upton. Maddock obviously was our fullback last year. Tamika comes back. She's won prems wherever she goes. She's the Australian fullback at this current moment of going thing. She's got the C next to her name. I thought that we were doing a dual captaincy role, but on the team list, I mean they've got it there, but on the NRL site, it's only got Upton with the C next to it. So not really sure what's going on there. Whether she'll just be the on-field captain, and then we've got two captains off field or whatever like that. So, what are your thoughts on the Upton signing? Ringer?
Mate, huge. Absolutely massive. Like, don't get me wrong, I still think we had the best team in the NRLW with Maddock at fullback. But you add Tamika Upton to any team. I seen a stat tonight because the Knights lost tonight in their opening
Yeah.
game against the Bulldogs. The Knights with Tamika Upton are at an 80.7% win rate.
Yep.
Without her, are at 14. So there is,
Might have to do a welfare check on Lincoln.
yeah, Link's in
Bloody
trouble,
hell.
mate. But it's one player doesn't make a team, but Tamika Upton is the first what would you say evolution between, like, she's the bridge between Ali Brigginshaw, the old head that started as, not quite full-time professional into professional. Tamika Upton is probably the first superstar full-time professional, and she's taken the game by the scruff of the neck, and she's been a gun ever since she walked on. I think she was 17 when she did debut. Put her in any team and they're going to be successful just because she's a winner, tries so hard. She's in everything. She's great in defense. She's electric in attack. And you couldn't be happier as a Bronco supporter than to have her at fullback. It's like getting Billy Slater.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, in comparison, it literally is.
On that note, too, so like you said, she's the bridge between Ali and then full-time professional. She's stood the test of time. Like when she came in at that young age, where she was a gun, really was kind of like the Broncos. They had that early success and then everyone else caught up. Well, it just seems that Upton has continued to step up her game as the competition has improved. So she's definitely stood the test of time. So
And
interesting,
and that's
interesting
and
ahead.
that's and that's no ordinary feat in a game that is improving almost literally by the fortnight.
Yeah,
That, like,
yeah.
these opening two NRLW games have been quite incredible.
Mm.
And when you compare the NRLW to other professional women's leagues, I know I'm biased because I'm a rugby league man, but I don't think there's a better women's sport product than the NRLW. I really don't. And I think, like, the NRL done such a good job in getting it and building it just quickly enough to get it to where it is. It's players like Tamika Upton. NRL fans are I'm excited to watch these players run out.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not just because it's not a gimmick anymore. It's because the football's fucking good. Uh, yeah, mate. It's very exciting times, I think.
Yeah, 100%. All right, moving along for the first wing position, we do have Kerry Johnson there. Now, this spot was taken up by Julia Robinson last year. Don't worry, Julia's still there. But Kerry Johnson comes to us from New Zealand. She's a rugby union convert. Haven't really seen a lot on her, but from what I have seen, she's a gun. I mean, if she can do what Stacey Walker did, coming from that union sort of background and coming over for last year, um, she should be fine. She should be incredible.
100%. Not a debutante in a team full of superstars.
Yeah,
If she just needs to finish outside melee, hopefully. Uh, from what I've seen, there's not much footage getting around, but she looks
yeah,
pretty nippy.
yep.
So that like, if you've got Melia Funga on your center, you just wait for the tackle break, uh, post contact meter offload try. That's what we need you
Just
to do,
be
Johnson.
practicing your finishing moves. Really, that's
Yeah,
all you
yeah,
got to
just
do.
uh,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, perfect.
catch that, put it down. That's all I got to
Yeah,
do.
exactly. That's what we want.
Well, we won't spend too much time on Melee then, but she retains that number 3 jersey as she has. She is an absolute beast. I have her down for 2 tries tomorrow. I think she kicks off the right way. I remember there was a stat last year that Melee does cross for a double at Totally Workwear in certain conditions. I couldn't look them up, so I've just thrown caution to the wind. I've put me responsible bet on, and hopefully it comes through. But have you got anything to say about Melee, mate? She's looking in the TikToks, mate. She's looking fit. She's looking healthier than what she's ever looked.
Terrifying. If at foreign opposition, to think like last year she was one of our best, and like a lot of Julia Robinson's success come from the off the back of Malaya Funga just destroying defenders. So, mate, she's in for a big year.
All right. One of the big moves over the off season with this team list is the other center position, Julia Robinson. Now, I'm assuming that she will change sides. Melly will retain. Is she on the left or is she on the
Yes.
right? I think she's on the left. So Julie will go to right center. Um, that has the potential to be one of the most dangerous combinations uh, on that side. Her at center with, and we'll talk about it straight away because she's right there. Maddock on the other wing. Maddock led the by a long shot. She broke a record for try assists last year. Now she's out on the other edge. She's going to be receiving this, and she's a great finisher. I mean, Julia and Maddock might combine for some more try assist sort of record this season. And I know, Thoroughbreds, that we are glazing hard, but like this team is incredible. I'll tell you what, though, the Bulldogs got off to a great start for their first ever NRLW game today against the Knights there. But yeah, chat on the Julia Robinson, Haley Maddock combination, mate.
The switch going to be interesting for Julia, but being in center, more ball in her hands is
Yeah.
only going to spell trouble for defenses. And uh, if she gets on, like, if she gets 1-on-1, good night. So this is why this NRLW Broncos team is so dangerous because the last year's edge of Hafanga and Robinson, Hafanga's edge might be the quiet edge this year. It could be the Robinson Maddox edge to be the ones that you know get us our tries because Haley Maddox, she's slippery. Like she is quick. She's absolute. She's got a gun footy brain. Um, I think she was probably the second best. Well, at times she was the best fullback in the game last year when Tamika was going through her little troubles. But
Mm.
like you've got two of the best fullbacks in the game playing in the same one team. So not only is that great for depth, just for footy awareness, that right edge is going to be something special.
100%. I am. she's very Upton-like in her movements and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's going to be good to see. And I wonder if Julia is going to become the NRLW Katoni Stags in that position there, mate.
Yeah. Shrunken
Good,
defenders.
good, good luck. Just
Foot.
yeah. That brings us on to the halves. We'll go with both of them because they're both the same this year. Gail Broughton comes back to retain the number 6. Ali Briggershaw going around again in the number 7 jersey. Had a little bit of a fire in her belly with that the Queensland game. Apparently, she wants to go again with that. So it's going to be very interesting how long she can push it out. Like, are we just looking at a Cam Smith sort of longevity here, or what? Yeah, she's making that mark of, well, obviously she'll get overtaken sooner or later with the most games, most capped games sort of thing, but she's certainly pushing in deep there with what she's setting up. So yeah, any thoughts on that? Like Broughton again, she looks happy as shit in the TikToks and everything that they've been posting. She looks fit. The whole team looks like they're connecting. Scotty Prince has got them humming. Yeah, we can expect big things from the halves this year, I reckon.
Definitely, mate. Ali is the Cameron Smith of the women's game. Like that, I don't think there's much debate on that. She's done everything there is to do, and for her to just, she doesn't need to be our strike weapon this year. She needs to be the calm head to temper the flare that is obvious all around the park that we have. Guide our team, kick to the corners, distribute pill, get the forwards around the middle, and then once the space opens, get that ball into the hands of Broughton, Robinson, Hafana, and just, sniff around. And obviously, she's got the footy smarts to do that. And yeah, that's what I expect our half to do, mate, is just wear teams down and then strike when the iron's hot with the absolute sting that we have in the outside back.
Yeah, proper. Um, Props there. The first prop, number 8, Keely Joseph, moving in from the fan of crowd favorite here. I would say, but yeah, she moves into the number 8 role in place of Nuasala. So I was wondering where Anetta was, but she is further down. She's on the extended bench there. Keely's, she's Mrs. Ever Ready Battery, as far as I'm concerned. She just goes, tackles, runs, whatever you. She's just that. She's a Jensen, and it's just fitting that she's got that number 8 on her back now.
100%, mate. She's probably my favourite player in the NRLW just because in times of need, she comes up with the big tackle. And when you're on the back foot and you need to make 15 metres to get out of trouble, they give it to Keely and she sneaks in behind the ruck and makes the toughest run. Gets to a front and, gets us back on the front foot. I think she's a special player. She gets left out of some rep, rep
Yeah, it's
duties
a
for
bit
some
weird,
reason. I
hey.
think she got hurt this year, but mate, what's the Dally M equivalent? Because I'm pretty close to going hard at that
Do
for
you know?
Keely this year.
Do you know? I think one of the most insulting things. I think it's actually called the Dally M. I'm pretty sure. I can give that a quick chat here. Quick look here.
Surely they call it the Rowan Sims or something like that. But yeah,
Nah, it
mate,
doesn't look like it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Um,
Tiana Penatani named 2024 NRLW Daily M Captain of the Year. Um, so we might need to have a look at that. We should put in a vote there to get it changed to Ali Brigginshaw Medal,
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that. We got to
right.
let her retire first,
Sure.
though. Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah, she might win it.
Yeah.
Imagine winning your own medal. But yeah,
Yep.
it's a gun.
Yeah. And then we got Jada Ferguson in number 9 there, absolute gun at hooker. It's good to see that she got a bit of a run in the women's origin as well.
Yes.
Probably not the impact that she wanted to have, but she was there and about the team, so that's good for her progression in her career. Any thoughts on Jada, mate?
She was a gun. I think she may have missed the first game last year or something.
Yeah, yeah,
there was something there, as soon as she come back, it was a different team. Titans the middle up, great service, works hard, exactly what you want from a dummy half in a team with so much strike.
Oh, we got, yeah, the boys. We've got a chat here. And I think we can show that on stream. Broncos fan for life. That's a go. Good stuff.
That's a handle and a half.
Handle and a half. All right. Welcome in, mate. We're just learning our way through this live stuff here, so bear with us while we talk through the team list. Moving on, we got number 10 there, the other prop, Brianna Clark. I'm a massive fan of Brianna. I love the work that she gets through. Very solid. I hate referencing them back to the men, but very Webkey-like sort of stuff. Just a toiler. I think she'll do well there again. Any thoughts there, mate? Have you heard any chat about Brianna?
Our props are world class. Just doers, just workers. Once again, it's a funny mirror image, really, of like we compare it to the men's team, you know, not because we have to, but it almost mirrors pretty perfectly when you think about it. Like, Bree Clark, Paddy Carrigan, thank you very much. Like, just does everything we need to do. And I mate, I hate to get too excited before ball's even been kicked, but this team excites me so much.
Hopefully it's a good day tomorrow. We're not sitting here next week
Yeah.
sobbing.
Oh,
That's all right. We've started off bad before and we've come back, so that's fine. Now, a new recruit here. Obviously, Brianna, Ferguson, they've got their positions that they had last year, so that's the same there. We're moving now into the outside edges there. Tara McGrath West. She comes in at 11, and I believe that Denman was in that spot last year. So she's come from the Dragons. They let her go. That was an off-season recruit. Pretty solid from what I can see. No real issues. I think I think that would have been a Scotty Prince call to get her in. So I'm interested to see how she goes in this whole unit. I know what she was like with the Dragons. Sometimes she just got in, did a job, made a couple of mistakes here and there, but I mean that most of that was forced upon her as well. So we'll see how she goes in a tight knit group like we've got here. Seems like she's gelling well with the rest of the girls and whatnot. So, you got any chat there, mate?
yeah, mate. Just like if she's on the left edge, really, she just has to be a defensive plug, protect her half, and you already have running strike on that edge with Maliafana. So
Mm.
young McGrath West, sorry. She doesn't have to set the world alight. She's got to get through her tackles, support play. You know, if the ball finds it, get to a front and set up some quick play the balls for outside. But yeah, we just need a solid because who you're just about to move on to is, one of the most excited second rowers in the comp. So
Yeah, I know I said I was a massive fan of Brianna Clark, but Romy in that number 12 jersey is she's what I want Ricky to be. In,
100%.
week in, week out, she's there. So uh, I've got a little bit of thought that she was injured in that Sharks game. I don't think she played from memory. If she was there, I think it's a whole nother ball game. She puts the pressure on kick chase. She puts the pressure on the opposition 5'8" there on that if they're on that edge, whatever half is there, and she just makes her tackles. Really good runner of the ball as well. I'm keen to see her go around again for sure.
Definitely. And that you line up our right edge, right? It's Broughton, Teetzell, Robinson, Maddock.
Oh,
Fucking holy hell. It's scary how good that edge and how many points that edge could get for us. Just, we know individually, we know how damaging every single one of their players are. So if they can click, yeah, good luck. Good luck,
yeah,
defense.
100%. Now, for the big one, you got a bit of chat about this one. Keely's old number 13 jersey has been taken by a young Bree Spreadborough. And if anyone out there knows the last name Spreadborough, you can only imagine what cloth she's been cut from. And there's a reason why she's been given the number 13 at the Broncos. I'll let you take it away, mate.
Yeah, mate. Brie, well, I had big raps on her when she played a couple of games last year. I thought she was unlucky to
She's
miss out on
undefeated. She's undefeated. She's 2 from 2 wins playing on the wing.
excellent stats. Even leans into more why into my chat of why she was left out of the 17 a fair few times, but she's only a baby.
Yep.
Thoroughbreds, I think if you go back into the depths of the Penalty Broncos podcast, you will find somewhere where I said Breeze Bread was going to come back and either be a second rower or a centre. And look at her, she's in the lock. So I'll claim that one. I think she's going to be damaging, mate. She moves very well. From the few clips and photos I've seen that on the socials, she looks like she's gotten thicker. Like she was quite a tall, like rangy speed. She looks like she's filled out, and fuck, I think she's going to be very damaging following the middle of the ruck with her speed. If there's any offloads, if there's any quick play the balls, and they got to get in behind the ruck, I think Brees Bradbury's going to be a fucking handful, and it's just going to depend defensively for her. I don't know how she come through the grades where she played, but coming in on the wing and then defending in the middle is going to probably be a little bit of a stretch. But mate, if she can put that together, once again, there's another gun in the middle. I have big hopes for Brees Bradbury. I reckon she could crack some rep jerseys by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, she is fast. She is still down on the Broncos as a winger.
There you go.
So whatever is in the contract and whatnot. Uh, we'll see. I think what you're seeing is because she was such a baby. I think you're just seeing her mature a bit more,
Yeah.
and come into her own into her own body and whatnot. So it will be interesting. Um, Before we move on to the bench, we do have another comment here, mate, that I'll show up on the screen there. The girls winning it this year. Upton has great attack, but her defense is trash. Yeah, look, she got caught out in Origin. I know that was the case there, that she definitely got found out in a couple of defensive lapses. I think she got injured on one, or however you want to read into that. Some people saying that she faked the injury because she knew she was going to get beat. But I think, and I'm hoping, that the girls that she's got in front of her, we won't be relying on Upton to do those big defensive plays one-on-one. It'll be a sort of a team effort, bundled over the sideline or in the middle of the ruck there. Hopefully her attack, I mean, Scott Drinkwater would be who I instantly think of as a fullback whose defence we don't rely on. So yeah, what do you reckon, Ringer, mate? You
Yeah.
agree with that comment?
To a certain extent, um, fullback defense is about a lot more than the one-on-one tackles.
Mm.
Uh, I think Reece Walsh is a good exponent of that. When the Broncos are defending well, a lot of the times it's like Reece isn't stopping many people one-on-one when they make a break. Like if you can get their legs, if you've got a bit of room and you can get their legs, fair enough. You know, if they're crashing over the line, a fair few of them are getting over the top of Reece. A lot of the fullback defensive work is organising your line and counting numbers and making sure that your defensive line is set. And I think you'll see in game 3 of that Origin, the women's Origin, we did like she can organise. She wasn't obviously in that game, but I mean, organising your defensive line is a huge part of that fullback's role. And like to blame her for some one-on-one misses against, I think one was Isabella Kelly and one was Jess Surges, like two of the best fucking players in the NRLW. Like, good luck anyone stopping them one-on-one. But yeah, there is those hiccups. However, I can't see us defending much this year if we can
Yeah,
help it.
yeah, yeah. That's what I think we're going to be relying on. We'll keep them down there, and they'll have to kick out, and then it'll just be up to Upton. Um, Upton, Johnson, and Maddock to bring it back for us with a little bit of help from Hafunga and Robinson. All
And
right,
she has those speed demons to help her too, like Robinson and
yeah,
Matt, and hopefully Kerry Johnson. If we see more of her, if she is as slick as they say, like speed on the edges is very helpful in those
uh,
situations when there's line breaks. So
but in regards to other girls winning it this year, yes, I've already
hundred
locked
percent.
them in 100%. I don't think it's bold, and this could come back to bite me, but I don't think that anyone holds a flame to us. There'll be some tough matches, Roosters. It'll be interesting to see how we go up against Bulldogs.
Yeah.
If they've started as strong as what they did today, be interesting to see how it plays out by the time we get to them. Um, but yeah, round one, we'll see where the dust settles on Monday with that. Um,
Zadia win the comp at the moment.
is it at 280? Yeah, it is at 280. Yeah, yep, yep. I've got the odds there for the game tomorrow as well coming up. So 14 and 15, Destiny Brill, she retains her 14 there. I love Destiny Brill on the bench. I think she grabbed great impact. Lots of chat coming in. So yeah, Destiny Brill, I think she's great. She brings in great spirit. I was pretty disappointed to see Lavinia Gould not on our bench. I don't know where she is. I didn't realize last year she was on a development contract.
Okay.
She certainly wasn't playing like a development player. She was playing like a part of the squad. So, but yeah, Destiny Brill, great to see her there. What are your thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, definitely. Energy bringer comes in, cleans up the middle. Exactly what we need off the bench. Perfect 14 for this squad.
Yeah, sweet. Now, Chelsea Lenarduzzi.
She's
What
a
a
doozy.
doozy, mate. Seriously, like she's doing great things off the field as well. Like she's got great sponsorship. She's just got that character about her. She comes on, and we're starting. You can tell that you're starting to evolve in the women's game when the bench is because high school and all that sort of stuff. You could nearly you know, take the women's game back to that. If you're on the bench, it was just, we had our starting 13. They were the really good players. And then the bench came on and, sort of assisted at the beginning of it all. Now we're moving into the fact where, oh, you're on the bench for the Broncos. That's no slight. You're on the bench because you're coming on at an
To
impact
create havoc.
player. And I mean,
Yeah,
Chelsea won us a game last year.
100%.
Right on the buzzer, scored that try. Great emotions. But yeah, you love to see it. Any chat around Chelsea there, mate?
Yeah, mate, you're dead right. She's our Broncos cult hero. I reckon we can call her NRLW Broncos cult, the Philly of the week. I reckon we'll have to call her because she does some absolute. Her ability to break tackles and keep an arm free is quite
Yeah,
incredible. And she has great ball control. Like she gets on there, she's always looking for an offload. Very rarely puts it down, even though like someone will come over the top. She's looking for an offload. She's excellent, mate. Yeah, there's absolutely 0 foot off the pedal if she comes on the field.
100%. We'll show up another one here. If Robinson plays well in centre for the Broncos, will she play centre for Oz? I think so.
Yeah.
I reckon. Yeah. I mean,
Oh no, the real life struggles of live
being
broadcast.
at home with the oh, Bob, she all right?
It's fun. I'll go sort her out.
We'll make it quick, mate. We'll punch through this. Yeah, I think she does play center. If I think whatever position Robinson plays, she will play rep in that position. If not, maybe it's just a little bit of a juggle. She goes back out onto that wing when she gets to Australia. But I think they'll kill it. I think they've made a good swap there.
Yeah.
Scotty Prince is on to the money. Who else we got there? What do we got? Tafita Lafayette.
Finally,
Uh,
yeah.
at 16 there, she replaces Rapana, who retired. Great, great little signing, great little bench player. I'm glad that she's still there. Definitely gets through a bunch of work when she comes on.
Yes.
You got any quick thoughts about that?
No, but solid. Last year, like a few games, solid as a
Yeah,
rock. exactly
Yeah.
what we need. Like we don't need game breakers coming off the bench to try and change a game. We hopefully need players to come on, steady the ship, and just keep the momentum rolling. And I think with the bench set up as it is at the moment, that's what we've got.
She was a great death player last year, but you could tell that she was ready for that next step if there was an
Definitely.
availability. So it was good to see that she's carried that through in the off season. Now, number 17, uh, Shalom Salso. I think that's it. Apologies if I've absolutely butchered that name.
Washer?
Um, yeah, rookie.
Yeah, another debutant.
Fresh faced rookie. So it'll be interesting there. I haven't seen too much footage on her coming through the grades or at in a high school junior games and whatnot. So, but it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully she kills it. Best of luck to that, mate. You got any chat on there?
No,
Probably
but
not.
I haven't seen one scrap of footage of the girl that I don't, not
That
that I dubbed for it, but isn't
yeah,
that an exciting prospect for the first game tomorrow to see what gets unveiled in Jersey 17?
I know that she was touted. She's been in the papers. She's been around the
Okay,
news. People have known about her. I'm pretty sure the Broncos picked her up fairly early on. I have a feeling that she got signed in high school.
excellent. Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
she's been in
mate,
there a bit.
she has to be doing something right when you look at the 18 to 22 names.
Yeah,
You know, Dam Hicks, Nuasala, Marker, and Hudson. Like, girl has to be killing it to beat a few of those players to that starting 17.
100%. Just looking here now. Queensland City Country girls under 17s. That's just a couple of the things that she's brought up.
You
Karen
learned that again.
Joints, the Broncos side. Yeah, looks like 17-year-old Shalom. So that'll be interesting to see. We'll quickly round out the rest of the team list here. So we just got Lauren Dam. Um, Dam what was she last year? She played a couple of roles on the wing there for injuries and whatnot
That's
last
right.
year.
Yeah.
So she's good to see her at 18th there. Covers a lot of positions. She's a bit of a big body as well.
Yeah.
Regan Hicks at 19. Aneta Nuasala at 20. Azalea Maka. I believe she's a union one
Okay.
over as
Convert.
well. So Montoya Hudson. Going to be interesting if Montoya gets a run this year. She's a young prodigy sort of thing as well. So good to see that she's there. Skylar Adams, um, marked as the replacement for Ali Brigginshaw. And then Shanae Sissoko. I've just got her rounding out the squad because she's still there. She just
Yeah,
hasn't
that
made her
it's a
way
straight.
into the
She
starting
must
squad.
be. There must be a bit of an injury there or something because
Well, I don't know.
Shanae was in our top team every weekend last
Yeah.
year, and she's a gun. I think she played Origin, didn't she? There must be something happening there. But I suppose where do you put her? I suppose you could put her in Kerry Johnson's position. She's debuting, so maybe she. But I mean, she was playing right centre last year.
I've just got a little thing here. Unfortunate news for Shanae. Likely moderate grade sprain, partial ligament tear.
Ugh, partial,
That she
not good.
suffered. That might have been. That was in Origin.
Yeah, it must have been.
I
Oh
didn't
yeah, it
realize
was
it.
too. Yeah. It was
I
too.
didn't realize it was that serious. I thought it was like a recovery rehab and she'll be right for the round, but obviously not. So anyway, be interesting to
So
see what happens when
there's
she comes back.
still more depth for the and rest of the year. Having Sinead
Yeah.
Brown able to come back at some stage.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right. We'll quickly go through the upcoming game. We have the Tigers tomorrow at Totally Workwear Stadium, 12:45 p.m. If you're getting down there, make sure you send us a photo of you in the crowd and whatnot. Tell us what the atmosphere is like. Just give us a live report. We'll put it up on the stories. Battle of the tape, head to head. We've only played them twice, and we're at 100% win rate at this stage. No ladder position just yet. Premiership odds and game odds. So for the Premiership, we're at $2.88 and $36 for the Tigers. For this game, it's $1.11 versus $6.70. Yeah, hope that
I love it,
really. I
but I
mean,
hate that for a season opener.
yeah, that's it's going to be bad for Tigers, but I really hope that the girls stretch their legs,
Yeah,
and
100%.
convincingly. Like, we don't need to be flashy, just defend, hold them to nil, score a couple of tries, and we'll be on our way, which will be good.
Exactly.
Last time we met them was at Leichhardt Oval in round 5 last year, where we scored 44-14, 8 tries to 2. And yeah, that's basically the tale of the tape to kick off the NRLW season for 2025. What are your thoughts? What do you reckon's going to happen tomorrow, mate?
Well, mate, Bronx 13 plus, they need to. I
Yeah.
think that like it'd be a bastard of a game for the Tigers, unfortunately, coming up against the Broncos team who left the premiership on the table, I would assume last year. I think that'd be in their thoughts that they've left one on the table.
Yep.
So they because last year they opened up none two, 0-2 for the first 2 games of the season. I don't think they're going to let that happen again. Um,
Yep.
they'll want to get in early, get a few wins under the belt, secure that minor premiership, so they get a better shot at having a crack at that lifting the trophy. Um, and the thing I will say, going through the NRL team list, Lily Rogan,
Yep.
look, got the hair out, mate. From like all the other team photos, just something that caught
Yeah,
my
I see.
attention. Everyone else has got the hair tied back, got the short fade, whatever. Lily
Not
Rogan's got
Lily.
fucking. She's got them out. She's been to the stylist. She's come for the photo shoot, and it's fucking on, bruh. So,
Yeah.
if we're doing a few Malaya Funga anytime, Julie Robinson, I think I'm going to throw on Lily in too, just because of the fucking hairstyle in the NRL on the NRL app. So,
Good job. Emily Bass as well, actually, made her debut with the Broncos back in the day.
yes,
She went to the Titans. This is her first game for the Tigers. So she comes up against her old team for her first hit out for them. Um, just looking ahead as well, we've got the Tigers, then we go straight into Titans and Roosters. That's away and then at home. So that's a good, I feel like the Tigers is a good warm up, and then
definitely.
we get into some bigger fish,
Fish
as you
to
would say.
fry.
Then we get the Dragons away with sorry, McConnell Jones. That's right, they got Magic round there.
Yes, that's right.
That's deemed a home game for us, so that's up against the Sharks, and then we go Raiders, Eels, Knights, Doggies, Warriors, and Cowboys to finish off the year.
Yeah, okay. So
So yeah.
I'm so interested to see what the Warriors are like this year because
Yeah, yeah, coming
that's
back in.
that's a team I'm terrified of. Just early into the comp, you can imagine the talent they've poached from rugby and grassroots football over there.
I mean, you
But
see
mate,
the ones that creep through over here.
we're getting another
Think,
6 games of rugby league per weekend from now on. That's
yeah,
brilliant. I think like it's such a good spot the women's game, and sort of can't wait to see it unfold. Adds another little string to the bow of the weekend.
or the collective sigh of the girlfriends and wives
Yeah.
around the. I
Well,
was
get
like, well,
around that NRLW. It's going to be a
that's it.
long fucking year.
Come on in. You might as well be a fan
Yeah.
because we're all here for it. Righto. Well, that's us. That's our first live. Obviously, we're keen to see Origin, how it unfolds. We've got the game for the women tomorrow. We've got Origin on Wednesday. It's all starting to heat up as we head into October. Pretty excited for it as well. So, thanks for that, guys. If you could give us a like on the live stream, or if you're watching this afterwards, head over to the socials. Make sure you are a follower over there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. This will be up on Spotify as well, and Apple. So yeah, bet responsibly. Bet for the fun of it, not for the rent. Be a contributor to society. Stay out of one another unless it is consensual, and we will gallop up onto the weekend. Catch us around and at the games. See you later.
Thanks, Thoroughbred. Thanks for the comments too on our first live.
Yeah, appreciate that, mate. Thank you.